So this poppy seed is about 5 times or 6 times the size of what the Earth would actually be if this experiment model were to scale.
Then fucking calculate differently. Use different fucking objects. I don't fucking know. How about you use something that's a bit bigger than a fucking poppy seed that you can't see for shit on? What is up, heathens? How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing all right. I know I'm doing all right. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the video. Because you guys don't want to see me like doing all this shit. If you guys don't remember this guy was actually in one of my videos here recently, on the GE YouTube channel. There's going to be a link in the description. If you want to hit that link and save that for later, you can go and check out the previous stream this guy was on. He wanted to clarify something real quick for us. And so let me get in frame a little bit and let's listen to what he's got to say real quick. This first one's really short, and then we're going to get into the meat of what he actually wants to talk about tonight.
I want to do a second part of the simplest irrefutable flat earth proof for this reason. Some of you just don't seem to be seeing it. You think that when the man arrives at Antarctica, he just gets out with his feet planted directly on the ground and he's fine, just like we are taught to believe. But you're not seeing this. Watch.
Did this motherfucker just pull out Raggedy Andy and that fucking plane again? What does Raggedy Andy have to do with the flat earth and what?
Here's a guy who is the pilot of this airplane. And when he gets in the airplane, he sits down and his head is up just like that.
No fucking shit. God damn. He really does think that we're remedial. Like, this is how you sit in a plane. First of all, Raggedy Andy shoves the cockpit seat up his asshole. That way he's secured in the pilot's seat. Once he's secured in, he can fly.
Okay? Now, as that airplane goes to Antarctica, I showed you how he would have to continue dipping his nose 180 degrees finally to when he arrives at Antarctica. He is like this.
Well, okay, man. Look, we all know that you shove a dildo in your ass hard enough, it's going to stay there. I mean, he's secured in there. But seriously, like, we don't need, like, we got what you were talking about. It's just still fucking ridiculous. I mean, you're holding Raggedy Andy upside down being like, y'all just ain't seeing this, okay? Y'all ain't seeing it. When you're on the underside of the globe, right? You're fucking like this. This is what you look like. I don't think you guys get it. Are these fucking people like retarded as shit or something? I mean, you're upside down. I mean, holy fuck. We don't know. We're not the remedial ones, Grandpa. We're not the remedial ones.
Look at that. His head is facing down with respect to his original position. It makes no difference that you think he's going to get out and plant his feet at the bottom of the world and still stand upright there.
That's actually how it works. Up and down or relative to wherever the fuck you are on the planet.
That's not my point. My point is he began like this. He flew to the bottom of the earth, and while he did that, he had to turn his airplane to stay with the contour of the earth, and he himself is upside down.
No, he's not.
He has flipped totally 180 degrees. That's what, like, from your first video, that's what you think people didn't get? Like, you think that people were fucking dumb enough that they weren't like, oh, you just don't get it. You're upside down. You fall out of your plane. No, we understood what the fuck you were putting down. We were just not picking up that large piece of dog shit. Is all that was happening there. Okay, so he's got another one. He's got a lot of flat earth proof on there. I actually had to look a little bit farther back because most of his most recent stuff is like, songs and shit praising God and sucking Jesus dick. But so the next one here, he's going to show us a simple experiment we can do at home to disprove a globe planet that we live on.
Hello, everybody.
Shit is serious when he breaks out the glasses. I'm just saying, shit's serious when he's like, I got to make a video right now and drop this beat and just, impart all this information on people.
Another flat earth proof video for you today. This one is called His Ways Are Beyond Our Understanding.
Okay, I would like to comment on this real quick, because this is a pretty common thing in Christian thinking, is that God's ways are higher than our own, so don't question God. Well, that's pretty dumb as fuck if you think about it, because God is just a character in a book. You can make God do anything that you want to, and people have made God do anything that they want to and get their way, because people, like this motherfucker, is dumb enough to actually believe that a character in a goddamn just really horribly written Harry Potter book, like it would be the same thing as like Lord Voldemort's ways are higher than ours, so we don't need to question why he wanted to kill that family and that little baby. We just need to accept the fact that he wanted them fucking dead.
I want to read to you a couple of verses out of the Bible. This is from the...
God! Not the Bible, my one weakness to my scientism! Oh, no! What a world!
Sefer version of the Bible, which puts in the Aleph Tav in the scriptures where it should be. Most of the time in the scriptures that those two letters, the first and last letters of the Hebrew alphabet, are not even put into the text that you read. I'm reading today from Romans 11 and verse 33 and 34. Oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of Yahuwah. How unsearchable are his judgments, and his ways past finding.
I don't know what the fuck this has to do with flat earth shit. I really don't. I have no fucking idea, like, why this matters.
His ways are past.
Please, just everybody bear with us. He's going to get to the meat of his dumbassery here in a minute.
Past finding out. We don't understand his ways. And I think that's especially true concerning this earth that we live on. Right now, we just don't understand how God works it all out, how the sun moves, how the moon moves and works, how the stars move, how everything works in this world that we live.
That's what fucking science is for. Sorry, scientism. Science seeks to describe our reality as it works and how we observe it to work. Your Bible doesn't do any of that shit. Your Bible there, it is a relic of an old time where we didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Then verse 34. For who has known the mind of Aleph Tav, Yahuwah? So that's the signature of Jesus Christ, the Word of God, the first and the last, the beginning and the end, the Aleph Tav.
So again, verse 34, for who has known the mind of Et?
I want to go back.
I know, right? For fuck's sake. I mean, could he, like, get to the goddamn point?
To the first book of the Bible ever written, probably.
I promise you guys, he comes on a wall here in a minute.
The book of Job. This is chapter 38 of Job. Can you bring forth Mazzaroth in his season? I want to go back to 31. Can you bind the sweet influences of Pleiades or loose the bands of...
Okay, basically what he's saying right here is that God controls constellations, stars, planets, seasons, everything like that. Like, God, he does all this shit, and so his ways are higher than ours, and we don't need to question it. That's just how shit works. A roundabout. I mean, he's taking a long fucking time in order to get to the point, but that's what he's saying.
Can you move them like I do? Can you make them progress through the heavens with such accuracy like I do?
Accuracy? Like, I don't... Like, do you know how many near misses we have had here on Earth just by fucking asteroids? Like, I don't know. That would be like, okay, with the number of near misses we've had in meteors and everything like that could possibly kill us, like wipe us off the planet. At this point, I feel like this guy thinks that God just likes to make us shit our pants. It's like, oh shit, God just sent an asteroid our way. Is it gonna hit us? Is it gonna hit us? Oh, God's just playing. He punked us. He punked us, guys. He punked us.
Job, verse 33. Do you know the ordinances of heaven? Can you lift up your voice to the clouds?
No.
Can you set the dominion? Let me go back to verse 33 because I missed part of it.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
You know
God
the
damn
ordinance
it!
is the one that made everything the way it is. He's
okay.
the one who created this flat earth that we live on.
All right.
In a way that we just, at least I can't fully comprehend it. But today what I've done is is a little experiment that I think you will find very interesting.
Finally, the goddamn experiment. I mean, holy shit, it's like we traveled through the fucking desert with Moses as our guide in order to fucking get here. 40 years later, we get to the goddamn point.
I have calculated what the size of the moon, or not the moon, but the sun and the earth would be if the sun was only 6 feet from the earth.
No fucking idea why you would do that, but okay, let's try this shit out.
And I'm going to post the calculations in the description of this video below.
I went through his calculations and they're confusing as fuck. I'm almost tempted to say that it wasn't real math.
For those of you who like a little algebra, you'll find it interesting. So I
No,
figured out that if the sun was only 6 feet from the earth, the sun would be 0.67 inches in diameter.
Okay, I think I get where he's going with this. What he's trying to do is he's trying to set up some kind of small-scale model to exemplify how globe heads see the universe as it is. So, like, the sun is so far out, and then you got the Earth, which is so much smaller than the sun. He's just trying to be accurate about it with precise measurements so that he's not misrepresenting the global. I get it. I can respect that a little bit. I mean, I understand. I said respect a little bit. I'm not buying any of this.
On the other hand, the Earth would only be 0.15 millimeters.
Okay, wait, hold on. I just have to say real quick, it's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. Maybe it's just my scientism acting up and giving me some kind of scientism rash. But, like, who the fuck does a science experiment where you mix measurements? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, when I was in the lab, like, you used the same measuring the same group of measurements. Like, you can't use the US system and then mix it with the fucking metric system. Like, that's not how shit works in a science lab. It's just a little bit of a pet peeve of mine, and it's gonna make me twerk and twitch a little bit every time he does it, but goddamn.
It's small compared to the sun, just as we're told. So I'm using the figures that the globalists use.
The globalists? Didn't we look up what globalists mean? And it's like nothing related to like flat earth fucking theory. Yeah, globalist is like an economic term about global shit. So
People who tell us we live on a globe, I'm using their figure to show how ludicrous their ideas are.
boom, drop mic, motherfucker. Using your own shit against you, fucking globe heads.
What really brought this to mind was my working on the equinox and being utterly baffled that the entire planet could be seeing the sun rise and set at exactly a 12-hour period of time. That everyone in a certain longitude would see the sun rise at the same time. That the sun would be exactly to the east. That everyone in the longitude would see the sun set at the same time, and they would see it set exactly in the west. How can that be? I can't understand it. I certainly can't understand it on the globe model.
Wait, he doesn't understand how the sun rises in the same. So basically, he doesn't understand. Therefore, fucking flat Earth is shit.
But something else that this experiment does is to show you that the whole idea of the tilted Earth changing our seasons, changing the times of our day, changing how hot it is, how cold it is, the whole idea that the tilt of the Earth does that, you will see now, absolutely.
It's ludicrous. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, global heads. Get out the fucking way, bitches. I can't sing.
Now I'm just going to show you a few simple videos I did. That's a simple experiment that you can do. And I think it proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that we do not live. So let's get into this little experiment.
A grain of sand is said to be 0.2 millimeters in diameter. Here you're looking at a ruler with millimeters there at the top, and that's a poppy seed. And you'll see that
He's making my scientism twitch.
it is just about 1 millimeter in diameter, which is about 5 times bigger than a grain of sand. And my calculation of the Earth, the size of the Earth from a distance of 6 feet from the sun, would actually be only about 0.15 millimeters.
Okay, so let's recap here. And this is how fucking dumb this motherfucker is. Not only is he mixing measurements, but he's not even using appropriately scales for what he calculated. If you have ever done half-ass science before, this is on the extreme end of half-ass fucking science. Like, I think that if you were to take this into a classroom and he like laid this down, I think the teacher would legitimately ask, are you mentally challenged?
So this poppy seed is about 5 times or 6 times the size of what the Earth would actually be if this experiment model were to scale.
Then fucking calculate differently. Use different fucking objects. I don't fucking know. How about you use something that's a bit bigger than a fucking poppy seed that you can't see for shit on? Why do you have to use something that's... Why can't you, get like a ball where you can actually see some shit going on it and then use another different light appropriately? Also, I'd like to say that there are like digital calipers out there where you can get exact measurements for shit that small. You might want to invest the $15 that it takes to do it instead of grabbing the ruler out of your grandson's little crayon case.
I also want to show
Sorry, my tism was acting up.
you that the sun, if it was 6 feet away from the Earth, would be 0.67 inches in diameter. And this particular flashlight, the lens that you see there, is just about exactly the right size.
Okay, I have to critique here. If you think about the fucking sun, the sun is a ball as we know it. Even if it's not some kind of flat piece of what the fuck ever pancake that he thinks it is, it's a ball, okay? So even for the purposes of this experiment, instead of using a flashlight that directs light in one specific fucking direction, try getting a goddamn light bulb. Like, that would be a better representation for this experiment. You're half-assing, like, there are 6th grade kids that do better science than this geriatric fuck.
So this experiment, although simple, I think will prove a very interesting point. Okay, I am in a dark room at my office, and the sun is behind me, and it is 6 feet away from the Earth. And then I'm going to try to zoom in on the Earth now.
Oh, fucking shit. Whoa, what the fuck is that? What? Honey, what the fuck is this? Is this like some kind of snuff thing? It looks like cum. Honeycomb? This looks, no, like cum that comes out the tip of a dick. Why honey? There are plenty, tape is fucking sticky. Like, clear tape is goddamn sticky. Why is he using fucking honey? Or cum, as I like to think of it. Because, I mean, why the fuck not would he come on the wall? I mean, this experiment's already fucking enough. It's like, I stood in front of the wall and thought about Jennifer Aniston, and then just, poof, it just stuck to the wall.
Earth is coming into focus.
Okay.
Notice how illuminated...
Again, recalculating for like a tennis ball or something, you wouldn't have to zoom in to like micro level shit. It also wouldn't look like Marilyn Monroe's fucking mole on her face.
Everything is. And think of the Earth and what they tell us about the Earth, that the Earth tilts, and therefore the amount of sun that reaches different parts varies according to the tilt.
Okay, so what he's talking about is how the axial tilt creates seasons. That, you know, when we tilt forward during the summer months here in North America, and then in the later part of the year for the southern hemisphere, that's how we get seasons. That's how we get a warmer the warmer summer and then the colder winter. Like, that's how we get shit. There's a couple things that he's not taking into account, though. It's not just a simple tilting of the fucking Earth, because there's a variation in the path of the Earth as it revolves around the sun. So not only do you have the Earth moving farther away from the sun, but you'll also have the Earth tilting, you know, back too. So I mean, there's a lot of different things that kind of go into it. It's not just a simple, the Earth kind of does a gangster lane, and then that's how you get summer. And then when you make the Earth go, what the fuck? You get winter in North America. Like, that's not how shit works.
If I were to tilt that a little bit, I don't think that would affect the sunlight shining on it at all, do you?
No, it wouldn't. Well, first of all, we can't tell because you chose a horrible thing to test on. Cum in a poppy seed just isn't going to cut it, okay? Also, directed light from a flashlight isn't going to cut it either. Maybe if you had a tennis ball where you could actually fucking tilt it. Like, here's a good fucking thing. Maybe, just maybe, and I did this when I didn't do this experiment, but I did this when I was in middle fucking school. But you can get fishing line, string it up from the ceiling using push fucking pins, and you can hold a ball in the center of the room, and then you can put your light source 6 fucking feet away. Hopefully, it's a goddamn light bulb because of how the fucking sun is shaped. And then you'd have a better fucking representation. You could take this to your 6th grade science teacher and be like, look, I did some shit that's better than this geriatric fuck on YouTube.
I'm going to back up here.
Nick, couldn't we use a grain of sand though? I guess not. I don't know where he lives at, but apparently a beach is just too far for his walker to go.
And I'm going to change the sunlight.
I don't know what's happening here. I need an adult.
Shining from just 6 feet away from that, but that is in scale to this experiment. Now I'm going to focus.
I'm afraid for him to focus.
And here's the light more focused.
What? No, please don't focus more. Oh man.
Do you see any part of that earth that would be out of the light?
I don't fucking know. I can't tell. It's so pixelated that you can't see shit other than that it looks like your wall grew a mole after you came on it. Or maybe you came and then there was, I don't know, maybe your cum's moldy or something and it's got some mold attached to it. I don't fucking know.
Except for...
Kidney stone? Kidney stones.
What is...
Oh yes. Thank you, James, for saying this. He's asking, is there any part of the poppy seed that is touching any kind of light? Now, I said this earlier. It was a lot funnier when I did it. We should have been recording for that, but it's like the other fucking side. Like the other side of it isn't being shown any kind of fucking light, like at all. I've been to the Middle East and worked there for about a month. When it was daylight over there, it was definitely middle of the fucking night here in Alabama. I'm just saying. Illumination doesn't equate to seasons. One thing that he's not measuring in this particular experiment is the heat that's being applied to that. Now, another thing is that he's not actually tilting it, testing, and then tilting it the other way and testing. He's just saying, I'm just going to eyeball this shit. You know, I can guarantee you that the doors in his house are all fucking uneven because he eyeballed shit. The change in the tilt does not change daytime at all on which side it is. But we're about to address that.
Attached to my wall right now.
Oh, God.
In other words, if that little dot of an earth moved, tilted a little bit, that would not affect the sunlight striking it.
No, okay, so tilting it wouldn't affect the sunlight striking it, but sunlight and heat are two different things. I don't know. You know, honestly, I don't know how flat earthers really do the whole night and day thing. Flat earth just doesn't make sense. I mean, they want to act like you have to give the flat earth theory some kind of credence and give it serious consideration. Considering the fact that it's been debunked for like, I don't know, hundreds of years, like fucking Grecians back in like classical Rome knew this shit was round just by looking out into space and seeing other planets being fucking round. God damn. Well, maybe NASA existed back then and they're just pulling the wool over our eyes because scientism and shit. But I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys later. Y'all have a nice night. And I hope that you guys will stand up and use your voice in the new year. Bye, guys.